Hey, what's up with everybody in the world? How you doing today? This is the Ace Michael show. I'm Ace Michaels. Certain things plague my mind. Like I am a very mind plaguable person. And so certain things sit on my brain for a long time. I don't understand them. So I just sit like in a I'm just conflicted, right? And so one of the things that has done that to me recently is this expression, blondes have more fun. Let me tell you what started it. So there's this actress. By the time you hear this, she might not even be famous anymore. That's how fame works. But right now, she's super famous. Her name is Sydney Sweeney, kind of a guy's name mixed with a girl's name. Sydney Sweeney, whatever. She's hot. She's sexy. She's got the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so people are losing their minds about Sydney and how gorgeous she is and how sexy she is. And then they throw that B word on her and they go, well, she's sexy, she's blonde. And that makes me stop and take a pause and go, now hold on a dang on minute here. Just because she's sexy, I get that she's sexy, but she could dye her hair. She could be any hair color. What is it about the blonde part that's got you guys so up in arms? Why are you so upset about the blonde part? And then they say to me in their own voices, they go, well, blondes have more fun. Oh, is that what that is? And I have a friend who's a model. She told me that she was getting more work. Really, she was getting more work when she was blonde. Now I say,
I
why
believe
is
that.
that? How is that possible? So
Well, I believe.
today,
Sorry.
I know she's excited. So today I brought on the show a famous platinum blonde who's a Playboy Playmate blonde, right? She's worked. I don't know if she's Playmate or not. She worked with Playboy, and she's
Yeah,
blonde.
yeah,
Ladies
I'm a
and
playmate.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Katy Monroe is with us today on the Ace Michael Show. Katy, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having
Wow,
me, Ace.
are you
I
doing?
wanted to.
You
I
doing
was gonna
good in
enter.
your your little blonde paradise,
Yeah, right. In my little blonde castle. I was
right?
so.
With your
I was. I
blonde
was.
pony.
I was having a blonde moment trying to interject because I was all excited because I don't know if Sydney Sweeney is really about her blonde hair or her big breast, right? So
Okay, that's a whole nother show. I wasn't gonna go into that part, but them big breasts though, they definitely having more fun. I think,
that
don't. All right, we're gonna talk
isn't
about.
she the
Mm,
isn't she the girl that's like selling her bathwater?
yeah, I'm almost the guy that's buying it too.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
And how
Mm,
much was that, Ace? Wow.
I don't know.
And what are
I
you
don't know.
doing with
Yeah,
that?
what would
Oh
I
boy.
that's the main thing. The reason I wouldn't buy it is because I know for a fact that I'm single now, but I will eventually have another female in my life. And that bathwater will be the break of our relationship. Like one day it will come up. Like, hey, I
Yeah,
noticed
because
you
it's
had this.
creepy as hell. That is so
Yeah.
creepy. If a guy had something like that, I would be creeped out completely.
I can imagine. Not the severed head in the refrigerator. That's not going to do it. But that bath
Oh
water, that's
no, no, that
definitely going to
bathwater.
set it off.
Now, if it was my bathwater, right,
All right.
then it would be cool. But if
Of
it was like you
course.
paid big time money for some girl's bathwater, I would be terrified.
Would you sell your bath water? Be honest. Tell the
Oh
truth.
my
Plain and
gosh,
devil.
hell yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Well,
You know
what?
what? I'll sell it today. Let's list it. Let's do this, Ace. I'm ready to go.
Oh
I
my
will sell it for the
god.
bargain price of $500.
Oh
The
my
bargain price of
god.
$500. I think she's selling it for way more.
So the next time I'm talking to you in person and you're like, Ace, listen, I got to wrap this up because I got to get home and take a bath. It's part of my marketing strategy. You know what I mean? I got to I got to go get
I
some.
totally I totally think we should jump on this bandwagon. I will be your partner in crime on this.
Where are we going to get the bottles from? That's the thing. Who's going to do all the bath water bottling for us? Are we
well,
going to have
now
to
that we're
outsource that?
now that we're anyone listening that does that or
Right.
wants to be on the third party, now we know we're probably going to get some emails about this.
I don't like it because then we have to cut them in. See, that's the thing. Like, look, you took the bath, I ran the water. It's not fair that we should have to give any money to the Japanese. Anyway,
Right,
don't get
right.
me started. Don't get me started. Well, a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. But I do like the marketing strategy. And then, well, we're not gonna get into the. I was gonna say, are we putting bubbles in this bathwater? Because that should be more expensive. That should be
Well,
premium.
yeah. And the perfume that's coming off of me, my
Exactly.
perfume with my own perfume that I wear, right? I mean,
Exactly.
this could go so many different directions.
Or maybe they can special order to have you wear a certain perfume that they like for a little extra price, a premium.
I'm telling you what, I won't even be singing anymore. I'll be so busy. I won't even be
you,
singing.
you be in the bathwater business.
And you asked me if I was a playmate. Yeah, I was France playmate July 25, excuse me, and December Playboy Finland,
Mm.
and I'm getting ready to do Playboy Italy for July, their cover and playmate for July of this year.
Now, can I say something without? I don't want to step on any toes and I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm going to say this and probably step on some toes and offend you. That sounds like a racy lifestyle. It just does. Playboy, that sounds like a whole lot of stuff is happening. As they say, a whole lot to unpack.
Well, you mean for me or for?
Yeah. No, it sounds like you've seen some stuff.
Oh yeah, I have, and it's wonderful. It's like it's like something like I grew up in Indiana. It's something you dream of, right? And then
Wow.
I modeled for them in my 20s, and it was just fantastic. And then these
Wow.
opportunities started coming about again around 2024, and it's fantastic. I mean, I'm living the dream. I mean, I'm sure there are women out there that don't dream of that, but that was like my dream. I always looked at them as a little young Indiana Hoosier girl, and I went, that's the
Wow.
epitome of beauty. And now I get to pose for them. I mean, like, it's amazing. I
I,
can't believe I'm that lucky.
I tell you what, being a Playboy model sounds like a little bit of irresponsibility could happen. That's for sure, and that's not such a bad thing. Did it? Did it? Did you have more perks? Do you think in your whole career? Actually, have you had more perks being a blonde? Busty, you're busty.
Okay,
Buxom, you're buxom girl.
this is actually a really funny, actually, in my opinion, a funny story or a clever story. So I've always been blonde, and when I was a teenager, I dyed my hair like most teenagers that rebel and do, and I kind of wanted to be ugly or this or that. It's you're finding yourself.
Uh,
Then I think 18 or 19, I went platinum from my blonde to platinum and found lots of success. And then I went to work for Royal Caribbean when I turned 30, and they wanted to make me like a strawberry blonde. So they put a wig on me and stuff, and I was fine with it. I was totally whatever you want. I
huh.
mean, I was happy for the job and happy to sing for them and everything. And they're like, "Oh, you look so much better on stage. Everything lights up, your face lights up, everything like that." And then it wasn't long after that they said, like, "No, you're a blonde. You're just that's who you are." Like it takes away who you are if you're not a
what?
blonde. So that was
What?
kind of the end of that. I never thought about it again. And my hairdresser occasionally will say, "Do you want to go red? Do you want to go red?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm just a blonde for life. I grew up loving Anna Nicole and Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe, and
Hmm.
that's who I am.
So I've got a friend who, ironically, her name is Karen, and she is white, and she's a blonde. And, people get attached to these stereotypes. Like, I fall into a sexual stereotype that people have about being a black man who's bald. And some women, they dig that. They don't need to really know much more than that. They go, oh, he's black and he's bald. I'm interested. Right. So I was talking to Karen.
Okay.
Hey, it's a thing. Right. So
Okay.
I was talking to Karen one day and she said, you know, a lot of my friends would probably want to date you because you're black and you're bald. And I said, Karen, that's not a thing. Like people aren't going to want to date me because of that. She goes, well, absolutely. She goes, a lot of people want to date me because I'm white and I'm blonde. And she goes, and don't you always see a successful man has a blonde on his arm? And ever since she said that to me, it's made me think about it. I was like, I don't know that that's necessarily. I mean, there's a lot of really stunning brunettes and redheads, but there does seem to be a thing where if she's blonde, though, like a lot of recording artists might even say, I sold more records because I went blonde. Even black women. There's some black women who go blonde. Why would you be blonde? You're black. There's no way that's your natural hair color. You're black.
I
But
think there yeah, I think there might be like some truth to that, but I think we all know it's like that perfect concoction of what looks good on you, what looks good on you.
mm,
And you know, the same could be said for like rock stars with 6 foot tall models, you know? Like I actually had a guy propose to me and one day I said, "What do you love about me?" I did tell him no, by the way. Let me just finish that. But I said, what do you love about me?" And he said, "You're tall and you're blonde."
wow.
That was his response.
And didn't
After knowing him for a couple years, that was what he loved about me. And there's nothing wrong with that. It
right.
just wasn't quite the response I was looking for or thought I would get, you know?
Well, I mean, if you're attracted to somebody, okay, let's just imagine that could happen. You're attracted to somebody, right? And they're attracted to you. I think that there are those things that they say, "Oh, you got a cute butt. You got that little dimple. You got that mole. You got that." There is something about your physical presence that keeps me coming back. I get that, you're
For
short and you're
sure.
cute. Yeah. But does it make you feel marginalized when you meet somebody and they're only attracted to your breasts, or they're only attracted to the fact that you're blonde, you're tall,
Yeah.
you're blonde? Like there's
There's
more to
got to
you
be
than
a
that.
little bit more, right? There's got to be. How are you going to have any conversation? How are you going to have any goals? How are you going to like the same movies? How are you going to like the same food or
Right.
experiences, right? You know, you got to have well, me, I don't know. Maybe some people it's not like that. That's why there's all these other things going. But you talk about the blondes. Donald Trump, he had two blonde wives, and now his wife is brunette. And I firmly believe she's like, whether you hate her or love her, she is a beautiful woman, right? So I
Yes.
think we can all agree with that. So I think that if Melania dyed her hair blonde, I don't think she would be more attractive or have more fun.
Mm. Well, there's a whole lot to unpack with that. I think, interestingly enough, I was going to say, well, he seems to love her the most of the three because he's been married three times. Although he cheated on Melania with a blonde.
Well, that's a very good point.
And she wasn't a playmate, she was a porn star, but she
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
blonde. So,
And buxom and tall. So yeah.
right. So now we're back to, I mean, is that really true? So, as a blonde, having more fun, what does having more fun mean to you? To me, it means a whole lot of sexual misconduct. That's what I hear. When I hear that, I go, oh, they have more fun? You mean fun?
I
Yeah,
don't know. I
fun.
don't know. I wouldn't say for me, it's not misconduct, but it's a lot of sex and a lot of fun.
Because now, why is that? Is that because people are just more attracted? Like, I mean, here's the deal: if you're blonde, I can find you from across the room. So no matter if I'm standing across the casino floor, I can see you. You're blonde. I'm not going to miss
Well,
you.
and also you can see me because I'm 6 feet and I have heels on top of it. You know what I mean? Just saying.
But the
That's me.
but the blonde part is definitely going to stand. Okay, I looked across the room. There's this girl. She's 6 foot tall. She's got great big boobs, and she's blonde. Now this sounds just like arm candy. No matter what, this is arm candy. If I go anywhere with her, I know people are going to be looking at me.
Well, your your idea is different because I'm living it. I'm living it, you know. I sometimes like the attention I get, or if I've been with my guy, or if I've been by myself in the casino or anything, or even in just the other night, I was out to dinner and a man slipped his phone number underneath my butt.
Underneath you. Whoa.
Yeah, and I kind of like I wasn't expecting. I felt
That's
something on.
forward.
Yeah, I felt something around my butt. And I was like, okay. And I turned around. He goes, "Don't worry, it's just my phone number." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you kind of grabbed my ass to put the phone number
Yeah.
underneath it." You know what I
And
mean?
and I wonder what your intentions are. No, I already know, right?
And I've tried to dress like in exercise clothes, and I've tried to dress regularly, and I've tried to dress provocative or whatever. I get kind of the same response. So it's sometimes I don't want the attention. Like if I go to church, I might not want the attention. If I go to a restaurant with my family, I might not want the attention. My mom and dad, like in Indiana, when they came on the cruise ship to see me singing, it was like, oh my gosh, no one will leave her alone. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's like I always choose to see it as a blessing, and I'm super grateful for it. But the attention part of it sometimes can be a little overwhelming. And the what you said about people's perception or what they already judge you before they ever speak to me. They judge me. I'm stupid. I'm probably a slut, and I'm probably loose, and I'm probably, rich. I'm some rich husband's wife, and this and that. It's like,
Mm.
so I have to start off. I'm always feel like I have to be overly nice.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I would think you could be overly bitchy and pull that off.
Well, I probably could, but I'm not that way. I'm not a
Hmm.
bitch, so that would be hard for me. But I think a lot of girls do it that way.
Right.
I err the other way. I'm overly nice because I know that they're all automatically thinking I'm a bitch.
Now, speaking of the automatically thinking part, have you had people like maybe they don't think you can sing as good because you
All
can't. You
of the
can't
time.
possibly be that talented. Like you're just getting booked because, well, look at you. You're just getting booked because you got pictures in black lingerie. That's why they're booking you.
It works to my advantage though, honestly. Like, so my whole life I've sang, my whole life I've modeled, but basically since I was 14. So, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's been kind of just, it feels like my whole entire adult life. And, um, it kind of works to my advantage. I used to hate it, especially when I moved to Vegas. I felt like everybody wanted to put me down, put me down, put me down, put me
Mm.
down. And now I kind of find it funny because you should see their faces when they find out, oh, wow, she really can sing. Oh, wow, she had her own show on cruise ships. Oh, wow, she's been around the world. Oh, wow, she has EPs. And that's, I studied lots of years and I used to do 6 shows, no, 7 shows a day, 6 days a week, even in my early 30s.
Mm.
So I'm really experienced, and I'm getting ready to do a musical in July here, and it's called Esme, and it's set in Montmartre in Paris in the Gatsby period. And
Mm.
I think it's kind of funny. People are like, "Wait, what? You're playing that, but you're a glamour girl. You're this and that." Well, I'm an artist first, so
Right.
that's who I am in my regular life. But on stage, I love to morph into any kind of character. So it's funny to watch people and see their reaction and realize like, "Oh wow, she is nice," or "Oh wow, she can sing," or "Oh wow." It's like a surprise. Surprise!
Now, I'm going to ask you this question, and this is a probing question. How important is your look to your career? Do you think you could ever pull off coming on stage with very little makeup, hair not done, no glitz, no bling? Could Katy Monroe, the artist, still be able to rock the house without the trappings?
I like what Pamela Anderson is kind of doing that right now, right? Like she's always been the blonde bombshell. She's doing that. I think that I could do it. I would choose not to because personally, I don't do it for others.
Mm.
I love beauty and glam and clothes and shoes and nails and it, it's who I am. I hear girls all the time here that have done shows for years and they go, "I'm never wearing makeup again because I had to put it on for work.
Hmm.
I'm never doing my nails again because I had to do it," or something like that. For me, it's one of my loves. So it's part of what Katie likes and what Katie likes to celebrate. So I would choose not to.
Now and I don't mean to just bombard you with questions, but that's just my job, right? So
No, I
do
appreciate
you
it. Hey, it's nice. Thanks for being interested in me.
so I was going to ask you, the work environment in Vegas, is it different in than say LA or New York? Or I mean, you're going to get attraction no matter what. People are going to be attracted to the platinum blonde, right? Because of Maryland, because of Jane Mansfield, because of I could do it for probably three or four more before I'm going to run out. But you know, in Vegas though, do you feel you're treated differently? Do you feel like you get some perks? Maybe you get some perks we don't know about. There might be actual really cool benefit to being platinum blonde, especially in Vegas.
I think if you're a stripper, it's a wonderful benefit. You know,
Really?
yeah, I think it's wonderful. I mean, so to answer your question, it's been very unique experience. I always wanted to live here.
Mm,
I was offered a job here like 15 years ago and couldn't take it because I got offered a better job away. And I basically worked contract to contract and have had great experiences in my singing career and modeling and stuff. But made a decision to move to Las Vegas without a job
mm,
and without knowing anyone because I'd always wanted to be here. And I went, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it?
right.
There's never going to be a perfect time, right?
Hmm.
So I drove from Miami to Indiana and Indiana to here with my cat. And when I arrived, I guess I just thought I would be celebrated because I had so much show business experience, and it was quite the opposite. Everyone said I was a stripper, and nothing wrong with strippers because I think they make a great living and they're great entertainers here
Yes.
too. But everybody thought that I was a stripper, and then that really worked against me in the entertainment community here. And it took me a while to like establish and let them know like who I was as an artist and what I was doing. And then once they got it, they really loved it. But it took me really proving myself. I had to really prove myself, which you don't expect later on in life. You expect it in your teenage, your young adult years, right?
Yeah.
But now that I've been in show business 30 years, you don't expect it. Now I got to prove myself. What?
Yeah, and that's funny that you mentioned that because like I got my teeth sewn in LA. So I moved from Kansas City. I lived in LA for 20 years where I did my music career. My real music career I did in LA. When I moved to Vegas, I kind of thought I was just retiring from a career that I'd already done. So I was moving to Vegas. And when I got here, I saw that things were very different as far as how you put a show together. Uh, Versus getting paid is differently here than most places and blah blah blah. Well, the one thing that I picked up on was that a lot of the bands had a girl singer in the band. They had to. It seems like that was the unwritten law that if you didn't have at least a one girl in the band, your band wasn't going to get booked. So I
Okay.
took that to mean, okay, I need to have girls in my band and they need to be sexy because that's what I saw on the billboards around town. The dance bands, and you know who some of them are. They have
Yep,
a beautiful girl and a guy, right? And the guy
for
doesn't
sure.
have to be super handsome. He just has to be a guy. But the girl, she better look good in a bra bustier bralette
That's right.
situation, right?
Yep.
So the first thing I did when I got to Vegas was I hired. I think we had four girls singing in my band because after a while, girls would just call and be like, "Well, can I also be in the band because Madison's in the band?" And I was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, you can be a background dancer, and then you could be a DJ. You could be the girl who just comes on stage and just introduces us." And so I had all these girls, and I found out real quick that it's not just about having a girl in the band. Although, if you have a blonde,
Oh,
it
really?
does attract attention in the promo. Yes, people love that blonde stuff. And I've seen it happen where people are so accommodating. Like, what are you what she doesn't need any more food. She's fine. What Get away from our table. What do you need over here? You know?
It's
Like,
funny. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, I was just on a tangent. You go.
No, I did a Renee Hale's Las Vegas Legend show out at Red Rock 2 weeks
Mhm.
ago. And I was a special guest to promote the show at Max and Jazz, the upcoming shows at Max and Jazz.
Mhm.
And so I went on there and I sang downtown, and she had three other guests, but she chose to pick there's a little reel that one of the audience members took, and it's where she's talking about my height and my breast,
Right.
and she's laughing because she's really petite and brunette. And so she's making fun of me in a loving, loving way. And I think that video has like 4,000 views.
Right.
And I'm not singing or anything, but if you look at all the other artists, and they're wonderful artists, I think there's like three or 400 views. So to go along with your attention, I certainly got the attention. So I have to agree with you because once I saw that, I went, "Oh my gosh, that little clip of her mocking, kind of mocking our differences, got
Yeah,
that many." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where beautiful singing and all these lovely people have like 200 or 300 views. You know, and I
yeah.
don't mean that disrespectful at all. It's just like I went, "Wow, there is power in that. There is power." If I saw that and I wasn't me, I'd go, "Wow,
Listen,
that's
if
that."
if I don't know, if Kryptonite kills Superman, Blonde does whatever the opposite of that Kryptonite does. Like Blonde makes people, they get crazy over the blonde hair. Like they really do. Like you see a guy driving down the street in a Corvette convertible. Okay. But then he's got a blonde with him. Oh, he must be big time. Oh, he's got to be connected to something. That guy's got a blonde.
That's hilarious. My hairstylist said that a lot of girls, like the girls that she does their hair will like literally break off because they're trying to be blonde and
Right.
they're brunette, you know, like they're she's like, you're not gonna have any hair left. You're not gonna have any hair, and they'll leave her to go somewhere else, and their hair all falls out, you know, because they just want to be blonde.
Now, I will say, speaking of having more fun, you guys are the first ones to break up a marriage because that blonde hair shows up on the pillow. Like the other ones may not ever be found, but boy, oh boy, when she finds that blonde hair, there's no way she can say you weren't cheating because
Well,
who was
unless it's like the
this?
unless it's the dog.
Right. Look at you. Got the explanations worked out in advance. I love it. It could have been the dog.
Oh,
You never know. Could have been the
oh.
dog. The dog was on the bed too. The dog gets on the
Hey,
bed sometimes. Not supposed to.
gotta have every reason, especially when you live in Las Vegas, right? I mean, I've heard everything under the sun now, you know?
Wow. Wow.
Everything under the sun. I think everyone, when I first moved to town, every man I ever met was moving to Las Vegas. And
Mm,
then I caught on very quickly that they were visiting for work and
right.
they very much had families somewhere else, you know?
Somewhere. Yeah,
But once
exactly.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
once they met me, they were moving to Las Vegas, and then I was like, "Well, isn't that amazing how many of you single men are moving to Las Vegas? How ironic."
So let me ask you something. Is that a thing that you feel like because of the whole stature of blondes and the more fun stuff, do you have problematic relationships more, do you think? Or would you?
Well, I would think so because, like the other night, I was at dinner with my man, and that happened, and not all guys react to that so great,
Of course, of course.
not all guys react to that kind of stuff so great. It it can. I mean, it could have turned into, well, you were looking at him. You asked him to bring his phone number over by looking at him or something. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But luckily, it's not like that. But I've been in situations before. I know, like when I had a contract in Virginia, the man that told me that he wanted to marry me because I was tall and blonde, you know, every time we'd go somewhere and someone would come up or something like that, he's like, "Well, it's because of you. It's because of you. It's because of you." And I'm like,
Hmm.
"But I didn't do anything.
And
I
men
didn't do
and men
anything."
can be funny like that. Like that's the reason they were attracted to you originally was they liked the idea that you're a magnet. But then you're a magnet, and then that's the very reason they say, doggone it, everywhere we go, people just keep looking at you and people just keep, what's up? And it's like, I
Well,
don't I don't know.
and you know me, and anyone that knows me knows that I dress provocatively somewhat. But in my defense, and I love dressing a little provocatively, and I love clothes, like I told you. But if you go down the strip, I mean, I'm not dressed provocatively at all. These women, everything is hanging out, and
Yeah.
you can see their thong and ass cheeks and their underwear and this and that. So it's like, in my defense, yes, I do dress somewhat provocatively for the rest of the world, but in Las Vegas, I'm sure you can just go anywhere and see a boob at any point, or uh, you know,
No,
the
I
other girl
absolutely
parts.
no, I absolutely agree. And what's interesting was I used to work on the strip. I used to be a strip club promoter. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
one of the guys on the strip that would pass out business cards and hey guys, let's go see these girls, blah blah blah. And when I would work on the strip at night, I was always more shocked by
Yep.
the tourist women. The way they were dressing was far more provocative than the girls I knew were streetwalkers because I would see them every night, and I knew it took me a minute to be like, this girl just passed me 10 minutes ago. She must be lost as hell. She's just walking up and down the street again. Then I realized, oh, okay, right. But those girls, the streetwalkers, the actual hookers, they weren't dressed nearly as provocatively as some of the girls from Iowa who were here for the
Right,
bridal party.
right.
They came to show out. Them girls was ready for the game. You feels? They
I
were
gotta tell you,
ready.
I gotta tell you two quick things. Really funny because these, like, you know how there's always those standout things that happen,
Yes.
and I was at Fontainebleau, and I'm walking around with my guy, and there's a girl in front of us, and her dress was so short and tight that every time she walked, it flipped over her ass.
Uh,
It's just she's trying to. I mean, it was. I mean, it went up to her waist. I mean, like it went up to her
wow.
waist, and I mean, I felt bad for her because I thought either A, she didn't try it on, or B, she was okay with it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But she clearly wasn't because she kept pulling it down. But every time she walked, it flipped up to her waist. And then this other girl at Caesars, she was with her man, and he had a beautiful tuxedo on, and she
Mm.
had a beautiful black cocktail dress on, and as she was walking, she had on a white underwear. And you could see the front of her underwear with this black dress. I don't know why she didn't wear a black thong, but she wore a white one. And I was just like, there they look like this classy James Bond-esque couple with
Yes.
her white under. I mean, maybe her man finds that attractive. I don't know, but you might want to rethink that one.
Now, were either of these gals blondes?
The one at Caesars was.
Hmm. So she was in the process of having more fun, which is
Yeah,
right
I
there.
guess so,
She
right?
was
I
having
guess
more
so.
fun,
I
and
guess so.
and then you got the girls like Britney Spears. What's her name? The other one that was real popular that did the Dukes of Hazard.
Oh, Jessica Simpson,
Jessica Simpson. I was gonna say Jessica.
Christina,
Madonna, Lady
now Sabrina
Gaga,
Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter. But then you got Dua Lipa.
Yeah, but she actually kind of goes blonde sometimes too, and red and brunette, and
Right.
she kind of plays with it. She's playing the field.
So she's really having more fun.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not even going to commit to being a blonde. I'm going to be a mall.
Right. I'm gonna get all this money up in here. Katie, tell us about this next performance. Now, I noticed that you got a flyer. You're doing something with a gentleman. That's all I saw on the flyer was a gentleman with Katie, and I have to be honest. I got a little jealous ping when I saw it the first time. I was like, "Hey, who's that standing next to my Katie?" Okay,
Well, hey, he gets
like that.
uh billing in his own right because he is the fabulous musical director for Smokey Robinson
Oh
and
wow.
has been for quite some years. He started his career in Atlantic City, and he's been with Smokey for quite some time. He's his
Mm.
MD and his pianist, and he is playing at the Palms on Saturday night, the
Oh,
25th.
very cool.
So I'm lucky enough that I got to snag him for the gig at Max and Jazz on April 27th.
So you're playing with him now. You guys have done music together before, or is this
We're kind of a new kind of duo trying to do some new different things together.
very cool?
And so we haven't had that many, but we played Max in February and sold it out.
Very
So we'll be out there on Monday night, and we also have Adam Schandal, who is a great drummer, who was a drummer for Wayne Newton for years,
wow.
and Bram Charret on bass, who has played nearly every show in Las Vegas and was an MD for the Legends show for years, and is a fellow Hoosier like me. So we're going to go out there and have a great, lots of fun. And I always tell everyone, if you don't want to spend the money to see Smokey, come to our show because it's free with a $25 minimum for
Hmm.
food and beverage, and you can hear some of those fabulous musicians. And come see me.
And you know what? You just brought up one thing. I just want to real quick say this. Minimums have become the new thing. Like I noticed that most shows now, you're gonna do a minimum. They don't do like ticket sales or buy in advance anymore. It's like, yeah, it's $300 food minimum, but the show is free. Which I mean, I'm not asking if that's a good idea or not. I just have noticed that. That seems to be the thing. Would you agree with that, or is that?
I don't know, it's kind of a mix here, and I can see all sides to it because, um, like, some people show up at Tuscany. I don't sing there, but I noticed and other entertainer friends, and they'll get the free show and they won't even order one thing. So I
Yeah,
can understand why businesses would require that, but then ticket sales as well, I can understand that side. So it just, I don't know, that's an end I don't really know anything about. I'm a model, I'm a singer. I like to push
exactly.
the stuff that I'm doing, but as far as being a established business like that, I tell you what, in Vegas, I think you just have the array and find out what works for you, don't you?
I tell you what, I don't ever non-patronize like if I'm going to go to a business, I'm going to patronize, or I'm just not going to go. Right now, don't get me wrong. Like I go to Maxim Jazz 5 nights a week to watch the shows because I work there. I don't patronize every night, obviously, but I do. I couldn't afford to. Not on what I
Well,
make. Right.
you work with them there, so it's different.
But
It's like
right.
me with musicians. I can't go and pay for tickets for all my musician friends, you know? It's
Exactly.
not realistic. But what you're saying is like you wouldn't go listen to I don't know, Paul Shortino at the Composer Room from Quiet Riot. And I know I went over there and he had like a tip jar and I was like, everyone should be tipping $5.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They should be tipping $5 and at least purchasing an appetizer or a beverage.
Well, you wonder if you're not, okay, if you're not tipping, why not? Why are you still here? You're set through the first set. You're still here through the second set, and you don't want to drop $5. I mean, $5 is not a lot of money, but if that artist gets 20 people that throw $5 in, that extra $100, man, you try carrying a 35-pound amplifier up a flight of stairs and back. You know what
Amen.
I'm saying? Like that's a
Or a
lot.
piano or clothing or
Yeah.
it's like us girls, we have way huge, getting ready for a show is just a big undertaking financially, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Nails,
yes,
hair, lashes,
yes.
makeup, blah blah blah. But think about it, like these people that come out to see it, which we, by the way, we support. we I appreciate their support, so I don't want to say don't come if you don't have money that week. I don't want to say that because I want you to come.
Sure.
But a Netflix movie is a minimum of what, I don't know what it is now, 9.99 Amazon now. It's
We never
some of
know
those
what
movies.
it is anymore.
Yeah, so if even if you're at home looking for entertainment, you're gonna drop a couple bucks, So
Right.
next time if you see your musician, and you're enjoying it for a couple hours, just leave $1, leave $5, do something to show appreciation because they're not making the money you think they're making.
Well, and people should think of it like this, and this is going to be my last soapbox thing on it because I am a musician too. But people should look at it like this: um, it is not fun. What we're doing is work. Yes, we enjoy the work that we do. Just like some waitresses might say, I really enjoy being a cocktail server. Do I want to do it for free? Hell no. Pay me. Yes, I enjoy it, but I enjoy it because I'm doing this and I'm getting tips. But if I'm doing this and you're not tipping me, well, you've taken the enjoyment out of it. you
And
know?
like on that note, like hospitality, waitressing, being a singer,
hmm
being a musician, we've studied our lives for this. You know what
Right.
I mean? This is
Right.
we're in Vegas. It's the best of the best. Like you've studied years and years and had experience. This is not where you come to be green and begin your career. These all these artists have had huge accomplishments in their life.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
show appreciate, and those waitresses too. It's like this, they're getting the creme de la creme of the treatment.
Exactly. So
We're not
can
at Pizza Hut.
so can we at least agree that it may not be blondes that have more fun, but it sounds like it is musicians in
Ah,
Vegas that have more
musicians and
fun.
models, right? Musicians and
Musicians and models
models.
always have the most fun. If you really
I
want to
don't
have
know. I
fun, be
think
a
you have a
musician
lot of
or a
fun
model.
too.
No, I don't. Trust me. My life is so unfun. No,
We'll come
sir.
out Monday night on April 27th, and we'll have a freaking good time.
Now that sounds like fun. So tell us those who've never seen it because I've seen your show a little bit. I know a little something something about what you do. For those who of us who haven't seen it, what can we expect? What kind of show are we looking at here?
I think expect the unexpected.
Oh
I'm gonna
wow,
do
that's pretty
yeah,
vague. Okay,
yeah,
thanks
I
for
know, right?
that.
Expect to have fun. Expect
Okay.
to have an experience. Expect to be around people that are uplifting. Like the last time we were there, it's all I like to surround myself with quality and uplifting people, and I tend to attract that. So if you are by yourself and you want to come out for the night, I can assure you can walk in that room and make a friend. You know,
Hmm.
and you're going to be uplifted by the music and sharing. And last time we had Clint Holmes come in, he shared some tunes. For as far as me, I love to do a little bit of everything, a little bit of Tina Turner, a little bit of some oldies, a little bit of some standards, a little bit of some jazz. So and then with the musicians, they're going to be pulling out all the things that they draw from, some Motown
Mm.
and some things. So I think there'll be a piece for everybody,
Now,
and a nice, friendly, elegant, warm environment.
now you mentioned Clint Holmes. I know a few people in Vegas. I don't know a lot of people, but I know that Clint Holmes, and I'm intimidated by him. He just seems too cool. Is he like he's a super cool guy? Like really cool. Like he's scary cool. Like why is this
Oh, well,
guy
I
so
have to tell you, he
cool?
is cool. He is
Yeah,
really
I'm
cool.
terrified of his coolness.
Well, you don't need to be terrified of him because
Oh, it
he is
freaks me
an
out.
amazing, kind artist and man. And if it weren't for him and Kelly showing
Mm-mm.
Kelly Clinton, if it weren't for them showing, being kind to me when I first arrived to town, I didn't know them, they didn't know me, and they kind of, I don't know, they were kind to me. They invited me to sit in with them. They invited me to his show, things like
That's
that.
because you're
And I got to,
blonde. That's what
well,
they
you'll
wanted
have
you to
to
have
ask
more
them.
fun.
You'll have to ask them. But as far as him being cool, yeah, he's one of the coolest cats there is in town, for
Yeah,
sure.
he is definitely cool. I picked up a vibe when I first met him, and I was literally like scared. I talked to everybody. I was like, "How are you doing, Mr. Holmes?" I was like, "This guy's cool. He's got a beautiful wife. He's got talented. Oh man, I'm scared of him. It's too cool.
Oh,
Too
but
cool
he's
for me.
so
Woo,
he's so nice. And I'll tell you what,
spooky.
he's really, really, really brilliant at what he does. And boy, and I'm sure I don't know if you were there when he was singing, but hey, he's got one of the best voices that I've ever heard in my life. Just to get to hear him, and he's not 20, and his voice is just like
You want to
it's like heaven.
you want to know what? I've never heard him sing. Like
Oh
I've
my,
seen him at gigs. I've
you're scared of him now?
oh
Oh my
man.
gosh, you wait to hear how intimidated you are. I'm going to be sending you a clip. I'm telling you, I don't know a man that sings better than him.
Okay, well,
We got to go
thanks,
down.
Katie. All right,
His
well,
upcoming show is coming at
all
the
right,
Smith
well,
Center.
that's clearly the end of this interview. Thank you very much, Katie. I don't know that this one will ever air, but I will try. Oh my
All right.
gosh, really?
It
Okay.
started off with the bathwater. Where else could we go?
Where else? Yeah, it all had to go downhill from there for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna check him out because I've been to other gigs and I've seen him and Kelly there. I've even been to sometimes, Kelly does like the thing where she has other singers get up, and so I've been to those, and he was there. But I actually have never seen him get down and do his thing. But I would imagine he's got to be the
Well, and
bomb.
Demetrius Pappas, who is Smokey's MD and my MD, they've worked together for years out at Atlantic City, and
Mm,
he has been his musical director this past year for some high profile gigs in New York City and stuff. So they've had chances to work together too. But Kelly has her show at the Italian American Club. I can't say enough about them and their talents and who they are as people. As you can tell, I'm a fan.
I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna have to check him out and see what he's all about. And most importantly, congratulations! It sounds like you're nominated for a Max and Jazz Music Award. So a lot of people have been asking about what this is and why this is, and it basically comes down to Max and Jazz has been in business now. This will be the fourth year in operation, and they want to do something to show support in the music community. Like, all these great music artists have played there. No one has taken the time to do like, hey, let's just do accolades for these music artists. Without the music artists, we wouldn't be here. So this is going to be the very first one of its kind, and it will now happen, every year. So you could get nominated every year, but you're nominated for an award with Max and Jazz. So the
I'm
Max and
so
Jazz Music
excited.
Awards. So good,
I
good for
know
you.
it's like talk about coming full circle. Like I said, moving to Vegas, not knowing anybody, and kind of being discredited, and so to get to do something like this and be nominated and be supported, and it sounds like a great night that night. I can't wait to pick out what I'm going to sing and what
It's
I'm going to
going to be
wear.
amazing. Well, you don't have to wear much because you can give out that bath water. See, and that's how it all comes together. See, we tied the whole conversation full circle.
Maybe I'll wear the bikini that I'm going to wear for Playboy Italy for July. You know, who knows what I'll
You
show up
never
in?
know.
Okay,
What'd you say? Expect the unexpected. I love it.
that's right.
I love it. And so today on the show, it's been Katy Monroe. Katy, how do we stalk you on the internet? If we want to follow you, we want to be friends, we want to maybe occasionally sleep out under the bushes, what do we need to do?
Well, first of all, my name is Katy Monroe. That's my real name, my birth name. And it's Katy, Katy. So if you're looking for me online, Katy. My website is katymonroe.com.
Nice.
And you can find out some more about me. And I have a mailing list. So please subscribe to my mailing list so you can find out what I'm up to.
Nice.
And I also am on Instagram, real active, kind of doing some influencing stuff and some clothing and stuff that I model for. So that's my handle is at Miss Monroe XOXOX. So three X's XOXOX.
Nice.
And lastly, you can find me on all streaming platforms: Amazon Music, Apple Music, excuse me, all the streaming platforms. I have 4 singles out that I made with Smokey Robinson's guitarist, and they were his songs, and we went to the studio, and I'm real proud of them. So check those out too.
And there it is. Can't say more than that. It's Katy Monroe, nominated to win a music award this summer and doing big shows, big things. Super sexy gal. Check her out. And she's a blonde. So there you have it. There she's got that going for her. It's
And
been
big boobs and
and
tall.
big boobs. Good Lord, they're big. And this
Come
is
see me. Come see him in person.
there you go. You can see not one but two right there
That's
on
right.
stage.
Right.
There you go. So two for the price of one. It's been the Ace Michael Show. You know what I say at the end of every show. You guys live the life you love the life you live. Thank you.